Hey there, grade 8s. Welcome to lesson 4 of chapter 3. In this lesson, we are going to be talking about multiplying mixed numbers. So here I have a couple of mixed numbers, and I'm going to go over a couple different ways that we can actually go about doing this. The first one is using a rectangle model. All right. So basically what's going to be happening here is I'm going to be creating a rectangle model that's going to be a little bit different than what you saw previously because we have a mixed number. We have holes, okay? So if I have a hole, okay, that looks something, this is my entire rectangle, okay? If I'm looking at, so my 2 and my 1/2 is going to be up here. So technically, how many halves do I have? Well, I have 5 halves, okay? And I'll talk about that in a second. So it might look something like this. And then this one, I'm going to have a total of 4/3, and so I'm going to take basically one of those 4/3, and we're putting it together. So what's going on here? Right now, this is going to be my 1. This is going to be my 2 holes. Okay, so this is my 2 holes here. This is my 1 hole here. This is going to be my 1/3, and over here is going to be my 1/2. This might look confusing at first, but let me kind of explain how we're going to do it, okay? Inside of each of these little spaces is where we're actually going to go and do the multiplication of that part of the fraction. So here we're going to go 2 times 1, okay, which is going to equal 2. Here we're going to go 2 times 1/3. Okay, so when we're doing 2, keep in mind that 2 holes or anything holes is over 1. So if we have 5 holes, it's 5 over 1, okay? So when then we multiply across, we got 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3, so we have 2/3. Here's going to be 1 times 1/2, which equals 1/2. Anything times 1 is itself. Down here, we're going to say 1/2 times 1/3, which equals 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, let me bring this under here, so 1 times 6. Now, we're actually going to go and add everything together. Okay, so we have 2 holes plus 2/3 plus 1/2 plus 1/6. Okay, now I have to find my common denominator. Okay, my common denominator is going to be 6. So 2 plus, I have to multiply both of these times 2. So 4/6, multiply both of these by 3. 3/6 plus 1/6, and then I can add them all together. I'm focusing mostly on my fractions right now. So I'm going to get kind of a mixed improper fraction. So I've got 2 holes, now I've got 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8/6. I can take out an entire 6, 6 out of 6, so now that's going to give me 3 holes. I subtract 6, and I'm left with 2/6. That can be reduced by 2, so 1/3. So that becomes my answer. Now, there's other ways that we can do this, okay? Obviously, yes, this took us quite a while. So let's look at another way that we can actually do it. So I'm going to do it over here. So if I've got 2 and 1/2 times 1 and 1/3, okay? I'm going to turn these into an improper fraction, okay? So I want to kind of remove my holes and add them to my fraction. So just a reminder, the way that we're going to do it, we're going to take the number of whole numbers that we have, and we're going to multiply it by the denominator. And then we're going to add it to the numerator. So in this situation, we're going 2 times 2 plus 1. Okay? Why is that happening? Because technically speaking, we have 2/2 plus 2/2 plus 1/2. Okay? So we have 2 times 2, so that's 4, plus 1. So this gives us 5/2. Okay, 5/2. And then the next one I'm looking at, well, I've got 1 hole, so that's 3/3 plus 1/3. So that's going to give me 4/3. So what I'm actually multiplying is going to be 4/3 times 5/2. Okay, so I can go out and multiply it, and I get 20/6. Okay, and then I can remove as much as I want. So I can take out 6 3 times. Okay, so I've got 3 holes. 6 times 3 is 18, so 18 minus 20. I have to subtract 18, I'm left with 2/6, which can be reduced to 3 and 1/3. 3. So I end up getting the same answer. Okay, so these are kind of the two ways that we can go about answering these questions. This way is probably going to be your go-to. So I'm going to do one more example of this one for us. So we'll do it together. Feel free to pause the video once again. Give this question a try. Okay, so let's go 2 1/4 times 3 2/5. So once again, pause the video, and then I'm going to start with it right away. So I've got 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 gives me 9 over 4 times 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17 over 5. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to look at these numbers. Can I reduce them at all? Well, unfortunately, no, I can't. Okay, so now I just have to go and I multiply them out. So when I'm doing this, I would probably say to myself, 9 times 10 is 90, and then also 9 times 7 is 63. 90 plus 63 is 153 over 20. Okay. Once again, I can't really reduce these. I have an odd and an even, so now I'm going to turn it back into my mixed number. How many times can I take out 20? Well, I can take it out 7 times. Okay, 7 times 20 is 140, so that leaves me with 13 over 20. Okay, a good self-check to make sure that I'm doing it properly or I'm potentially close is I can say, okay, what is my whole number times my whole number? Is it close to my answer? Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. My answer is 7. Yeah, that's close. If I was to get a number less than 7, then I might be worried. Okay, because it should be bigger than, if I'm multiplying mixed numbers, it should be bigger than the product of my whole numbers multiplied together. Okay, if I got something really big, if I got like 17, then maybe something's wrong. Okay, so that's going to be my self-check from now on to make sure that I'm actually doing it correctly and I'm getting close to the right answer. Is I'm going to multiply my whole numbers. Is it close to what I get as my answer? And in this case, yes, 6 is close to 7. All right, so we're going to stop here. If you have any questions, make sure you bring them to the Zoom chat or that you contact me through Hangouts. Your homework is going to be posted, so good luck.